Awumuzo omkhulu. Sandile edlula ikhanda. Bafethu ngiyabonga futhi simphinde nibuye again on another episode of Umlazi broadcast. Bafethu mokuthi awazi podcast khuluma ngani mfethu. Mokuthi wasemlazi mfethu, please make sure you like, subscribe and comment mfethu. So this podcast khuluma ngani na? Khuluma ngehistory, heritage, neculture yasemlazi bafethu. So basically if it's ngazi ukuthi mina bafethu ngubani, I do call myself the Methuli. Bafethu Methula bonke abantu basemlazi. The number 1 Mlazi boy, umfana oyinkosi yamagaga saseThekwini. Bafethu, before I start the show, as a kind of bafethu, just want to send our condolences to abantu base Cape Town bafethu nase Western Cape kunamaflat laphayana and destroy kakhulu. So we just want to say boza kwethu sanitsanazela and siyacela ukuthi sokwazi ukusiza bafethu. Please mfethu asiza support and lapho abantu abamnyama abalahlekele kakhulu, especially abahleli emaplazini bafethu. Imfo lapha igcwele mfethu balahlekela yona yonke into ngena amanzi. It's a really sad situation for our country, so we with them in prayers. Bafethu nani yazi ukuthi lokishilo bafethu Umlazi lokishilo 12 liphethe abantu aba-12 and mina mfethu ngibathula nga1 so bafethu namhlanje this guy mfethu ngimthula bafethu, he is the very first millionaire. He was certified youngest millionaire at the age of 23. Bafethu, he's the prince of Forex trading bafethu, from Africa to Canada to Dubai bafethu. And recently, he's a member of a political party bafethu. So namhlanje bafethu ngicela ukuthi nginethwela bafethu uSandile Shezi. Canada bafethu.
Good. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for coming here. My intro has to cut it short because I'm excited.
So I should be introducing you and welcoming you because it's actually the first interview that I'm able to do.
Because I'm overwhelmed with ngindlela ongiphathe ngayo. Sekuvele kwajabula mina sengathi manje vele ka-interview mina.
No, I get people always ask me what ngampela lo mchito wasemlazi ngampela. So I just thought, what? Let me bring you home, let me bring you a car impela. And this is where I grew up. I've got so many beautiful memories of umuntu edlala ekhula la. I think even masiqeda ushuta le interview we can walk around sikhulume nomakhelwane and friends.
No, konke khona isiqede wangakhokha. So I still reconnect. No problem. I did this podcast fethu ngenzela abantu basemlazi abanjengani bafika ngoba niyasebenza. Yabo. But I feel ukuthi somlazi noma abantu basemlazi asikayithatha serious because opportunities like this nisebenzile, you must have a place enikwazi ukuthi nibe khona nizo hlala ekhaya nikhuluma ukuthi uhambe lethu sambe kanje, inkambe lethu sambe kanje namachizi nani because that's what you're trying to achieve. Fethu ukuthi singaniboni futhi nikhuluma kwezinye indawo fethu but elokishini emlazi fuma kuyona fethu kuthule yabo. So that's what we're trying to achieve fethu ukuthi no fethu create a platform.
To be quite honest mfethu umsebenzi enwenzayo uyancomeka kakhulu. It's inspiring to say that ngeke ngavakashela eDubai. I spent some time at Dubai and into engifundile lapha, it's not ukuthi it's a great place ungangizwa kabi, but into engifundile ukuthi abantu bakhona bayazithanda. That's number 1. Number 2, they are proud of who they are. Yabona, and ngiyacabanga ukuthi uma nje singafunda lokho from them, not just as Umlazi but as abantu, base South Africa and Africa at large, ukuthi sifunda ukuzithanda and sifunda ukukhuluma uma sikhuluma a beautiful story of who we are.
I have an icebreaker la mfethu khona amakhothi ngiwabhayela mfethu yabo.
Sisukile nje.
Sisukile. So mfethu from 1 to 3 mfethu wena uzochoose ikhotha eyodwa mfethu yabo. And then mina ke ngizobe singizama ukuchaza kancane mfethu nawe bese uyachaza. So from 1 to 3 khetha iphi number?
Let's do number 1.
Number 1, okay, but I'm feeling number 1 now.
If it's yours, you will get it at a cheaper price.
Hey, for your first trader.
Buying low and selling
high. No, first like lapana pets kahle into ngikhiphe la ucode yabo. But it's a spiritual code that I wrote for myself ukuthi yazi uNkulunkulu masefuna ukunikeza into mfethu uyakunikeza yona yabo. it's like today hleli nawe Sandile Shezi noma mina I know there are many people who want Sandile Shezi but ngefavor kaNkulunkulu bashibhisela mfethu wathi hayi nazi right izobilontsha kanje
No,
yabo
but
so ngapha lo musa lo ukuthi mfethu uNkulunkulu mfethu isinto mfethu ye-million mfethu mase ezokupha yona mfethu wanginika nango-5 anginikeza yona mfethu ukuthi kube yakho because iyakushibhisela yona mfethu yabo.
Absolutely. No, siyabonga kakhulu my brother. In fact, I also want to send our sincere condolences to umndeni weGrootman umJ. I know ukuthi le episode ngomthetho befanele sishutele yadini but unfortunately you know izinto zenzeka ngenye indlela but we just want to say to umndeni wonke you know balale ngenxeba.
Yeah but nami bekuzosho sesivale but ngifuna ukuthi nje on my side ubaba uZama babujabulani ungiphathe kahle mina mfethu because angikhumbuli engiqaphela besifike yadini sebenze and I was hoping club with some impressor one day but ke waze wadlula yabo so really inhliziyo yami nje umphatha semlazi ngiyazi uziningi vele ukukhuluma ngaye mfethu yabo of which is one of these things wona sikananda emlesizile ukuthi masawabhisa abamnyama singalandela ama stigma because as people on ama spaces right now yabo so akufuneki ukuthi umlamo labo sesebenzile bese khona izinto ezinegative evela ngomuntu yabo sho angisho ukuthi nibani ngithi kumele si understand lokho but umntwana asiyadini bafethu and ngiyanifisa ukuthi mfethu nivule again mase qhubeka sisebenze asikananda mfethu ngifuna ungitake back ngoba masemagcinela kini mina like mfethu awuyichaze mfethu wena usamncane khulele emlazi mfethu yalo sure memories mfethu yabo like kwakwenzakalani mfethu simjije ngichazela i-background yakhe and everything ukuthi hayi impilo semlazi njani ukhule intwana umama nogogo and stuff.
Look but njengoba ubona you know environment it's a story of a black child yabona mawubheka nje la in fact this is the lounge yasekhaya I have memories leli khona almost you know thina sikhule ngo-December makhona umndeni wonke uthola ukuthi nileli phansi ndlale umatrasi on the floor you find mhlawumbe about 10-15 abanye balele emakamereni and that's the upbringing where umuntu okhule azi ucha la kusekhaya and masekhaya sinelofo eyi-1 so hlephula sikwazi ukuthi sidle sonke so that's the upbringing enginayo a very loving family very supportive family but ngikhulele khona la and I was fortunate ukuthi abazali bakwazi ukuthi ba-sacrifice you know umuntu akwazi ukuthola imfundo ecishe ibe ngconywana I remember mangikhula you know a lot has changed you know back in abo 96 ubuthola mube nayo inhlanhla ukuthi ufunde ezikoleni zabelungu uthola ukuthi mhlambe eklasini babili nibathathu abantu abamnyama you know and I was able to see that transition ukuthi masingena into your early 2000s all of a sudden mhlambe seniba u15 abantu abamnyama eklasini and slowly by the time I got to high school you know it was now predominantly mostly indle emnyama but i-upbringing yami bikanjalo but into that stands out for me kakhulu ngikhule mina mfethu isalukwazi siphanda you know mangithi isalukwazi siphanda she would sell anything and everything you know moya ka-Q ka-U there's a big area of which ibisebenza kakhulu uparaffin you know ukupheka bepheka I think it's called the Prama stove the Prama stove you know so isigreaser was able ukuthi spot leyo opportunity ukuthi ekuse if labantu bepheka ngePrama stove badinga uparaffin and uparaffin uthengwa paraffin fanele it's either by isiphingo or buy it down yothenga uparaffin so ugogo would then buy lo paraffin in bulk awustore ngendlela awustore ngayo and then people would come ekhaya bezothenga bafike nezigubhu zo2 liter you know pump and she would make a decent amount of money
ogini kayu
ekhaya ka-Q ekhaya ka-Q so you know umuntu ukhule buka all of those things which as in kwesinye isikhathi awudingi uzube namajazi nemfundo e10 you should be able to say yini umphakathi wethu oshoda ngayo what solutions can I bring for them and ultimately that's what business is you know these days I'll complicate the business we want business to be some sophisticated something but the reality is ukuthi business in fact is me saying what do the people of this area need bashoda ngani and if I can spot ukuthi yini abashoda ngayo mine is ukuthi ngiqhamuke ne-solution kuleyo nkinga and in return people will pay me for that solution.
Okay friends like budlala to play sports noma umjida nje behlale phansi ayivale ibuka ifundele incwadi bookworm like bese kuthola wenzani nje?
Funny enough mfethu yabona ikona phela umuntu usaba nomkhaba wamnumzane but you know ngikhule ngidlala ibhola and ngiyajabula kakhulu mangibona intwana yami now who's growing up loving ibhola more than I did, you know bengidlala ibhola ngigijima very active. Very active and I remember ngaze ngaphuka, I think I was in grade 3 or 4 umuntu waphuka lengalo le. I was also involved with rugby, so I was a very active young boy. It's only eminyakeni umuntu esese high school where I started being a bit serious, but you know bengiyintwana just like everybody else.
Manje wayekunjalo epithini lebholile.
Business, you know, business ubani A team, B team and what. So no, I used to make it for the A team.
For the A team. Manje uzokhetha Pirates, khetha Chiefs. We wona phela ngephi?
Kanti ngizama ukudodja. Ngithi ngizama ukudodja lo mbuzo wakho no mfethu.
No masipala pressure yakhe ukuthi.
No my brother, umuntu uyikhosi noma nokusiphoxa kodwa umuntu uyikhosi.
Ngiyamtonga. Hayi nangu umuntu wena. Okay mfethu, so school days now. Yabo, ukhule edladleni, uyabona uledi lapha umagogo uyaphanda, uyaphusha mfethu, osichazele mfethu ke. Usufunda isikole mfethu ukuthi like umuntu onjani esikoleni, mhlawumbe siqala noma nje like secondary to high school.
So I think that in secondary, ila umuntu siqala khona ekhula yabona, and mawukhula mfethu because I was fortunate ukuthi abazali bakwazi ukuthenga umuzi kwenye indawo, so sasamove la eMlazi sawuhlala khona, bayibiza ngokuthi sesilungwini esiqonqeni. Yeah, so uthe umuntu mangena high school wabona ukuthi yazini as much as impilo icishe ibe ngconywana, but uyakhona ukubona ukuthi yazini kahle hayi ngoba naku si rich or ngoba nakusiqhamuka you know from a wealthy family, but abazali bazikhandla basebenza kanzima just ukuthi sikwazi ukuphila lempilo esiphilayo. So it then yakhanda lento kumina ukuthi yazini nami ngifuna ukuthi ngikwazi ukusebenza as soon as possible, ngikwazi ukuthi ngiphande ngendlela engaphanda ngayo and be able to build myself, because I think mistake kakhulu esiyenzayo leyo nto ezabantu abasho ukuthi bawubona abazali bekwazi ukufaka esikoleni esright, bekwazi ukunika impilo ecishe be comfortable, you know you end up falling into the trap yokuthi azini ngikwi level efanayo nabantu abathile, because now I'm able to go escale nengane ka so and so on inkampani yokuthi, but ingafiki wena kahle asike kwi level efanayo, you know just because ngikwazi ukuvashela ubani eBhalito umngane wami sifunda naye eclassini asike kwi level efanayo, you know. So for me washeshe kwafika lokho kumina ukuthi azini yes, as much as ngifunda kule ikole ngifunda kuzona, but we're not at the same level. I-background yethu futhi ayifani, mina ngiqhamuka la ngiqhamuka khona, and that must always be emqondweni wami, you know, and hence why I wanted ukuthi ngikwazi ukusheshe ngiyisebenze, ngikwazi ukusheshe ngiphande, so that I cannot be a liability kumndeni wami but I can be an asset. Ngikwazi futhi ukuthi ngikwazi ukulekelela abazali bami nabo as bephanda, nami ngikwazi ukuthi yabo makubeka isinkwa nami ngithi no nakho okuqhamuka ngakumina. So I fell in love with the business ngisamncane. I think I was 16 17 starting with okay azini yini ngayithatha ngiyihlanganise, because you know I see a lot of young people abantu abasha wanting to start great things, you know ngifuna ukungena kwi property. You need a lot of money for that, you know but fana uthi okay as much as iphupho lami kuthi ngelinye ilanga ngibe nehotela, but kumele ngiqale somewhere. You know, yini engaqala ngayo la, can I print ama t-shirts, ngiqala ibrand yami ngiyidayise. You know, I was actually looking with social media not so long ago, kune brand angazi noma ngayibiza ngegama. I think bayibiza ngani Boys of Soweto or something like that. And I was like,
Buffett, shout out to Soweto, Buffett, indlela imphakathi esokuthi ngiyachaza.
No,
I wish you can teach abantu basemlazi uphakamise emlazi, but like if so
it's inspiring. It's inspiring, you know, and ngithi mangibuka into kanjalo ngisho ukuthi yazi ngiyafisa ngelinye ilanga ukubona someone from emlazi, you know, aqhamuke nebrand esokhona nawo si support, whether usuhlala eMhlanga or usuhlala eBhalito or ususesentini, but umuzazi you are originally from emlazi, you know, uma ungaqhamuka nanje Mlambo mina I would buy it and wear it.
Coming. Don't steal it.
So yabo into kanjalo my brother, whereby ukuthi yazini for me it was like that, and I really want to ukugqugquzela abantu abasha ukuthi yazini start where you are, even if it means you start with something that won't even cost you 5,000 or 10,000, you know, qale lelo business push and see how far it can take you. Once you've been able to build a cash flow, you can then move on to ezinye izinto eziserious.
Yeah, mfethu yazi wathanda ipoint engiyithandayo. We can learn a lot from Soweto, yabo, especially Umlazi, iKZN yonke. Umlazi mfethu waqanywa uKing Shaka Zulu, the dreads King Shaka Zulu named us. So it's a very yabo akulona nje igama laqhamuka nje mhlawumbe kuhlelwe or yetha igama yabo lo it's a conqueror, like le gama esibiza ngale igama esanikezwe iconqueror. You understand? So if thina abantu basemlazi, you can singaqala sithanda umlazi, support Sandile Shezi, whoever wasemlazi supportane, singa build iKZN yonke. You understand? iKZN yonke can benefit from us ngoba already ayike umuntu esikenzeni ongekho emlazi. So sonke sila, so ukuthanda kakhulu umlazi mfethu uzosibambisa sonke. Yeah, but so what you're trying to do with mfethu nisebenzile, let's have a place to come and talk, because we need to influence the next generation bafethu. This thina siyenze la, siyaqhina la, nina qhubekani from here. But if contention le mfethu ngithandile ukuthi ekhaya benilala nonke ndawonye, and we all experienced that thing, and I think nikhula nithana no cousin beni if nizoshare space, you understand, nishare umbhede, nishare ukudla, nishare bangi trust thina, that's what we built yabo, because mase sisihlele emasabhabi silapha umuntu onento yakhe. Now kusufundileke mfethu ke koma emabanibani ke mfethu ke uyabona ukuthi hey, no, I'm a black sheep. Usiyafela ukuthi no, I'm a black sheep njalo. Ukhuluma nobani lento, unabe nihlaba bangani bakho, hlaba ubela kwelokuthi ukuthi ukhulume nabo lento oyizwayo, because sikubona usukhula waphinde wadesa ama-muffin. So the struggle lesukusona sikhuluma nobani.
Isho mfethu, those are conversations umuntu abe nawo A1. Okay. Yabona, ukuthi muhleli endlini ekamereni lakho ucabanga ukuthi ish. And I think for me, I was very fortunate ukuthi mfethu ngisheshe ikusasa. Ngisheshe ngiyihluphe ngalo ukuthi okay, no sharp. Umuntu angafunda abunjiniyela, umuntu angafunda abi ummeli, udokotela, whatever the case might be. But in reality, ithi kunabantu abangaphambili kwethu asebe dlulile kule journey, abanye bahlele emakhaya.
Yeah.
You know, abanye they are fully qualified in whatever it is field abakuyona, but umuntu yambona lo muntu ewuthwele kanzima.
Yeah.
So mina leyo into engasheshe ngaba nayo leyo conversation ngiyi-one uthi okay, yazi ngiyayibona imfundo ibalekile, but in reality le ikusasa lami alike ezandleni zami. Uma le economy ingakhuli, uma amathuba emisebenzi engaqhamuki, yes ngingahamba ngize ngifike ekugcineni ngenze nama-masters nama-what. Uma le country either way ingakhona ngizoba nenkinga, and that is why I wanted ukuthi ngisheshe ngene kulo mkhakha lelo business, because I could see ugogo ekhaya ukuthi no cha akafundile ugogo, but uyakwazi ukuthi kuhlangane something, asikaze silale singadlile, asikaze siswele anything, you know. And leso spirit ngisibonile even kwabazali bami directly ukuthi, you know, nabo they, as much as bebe nama professions wabo, but even nabo whenever they got a chance, you know, they would find whatever it is abangaphanda ngayo just to make that extra income engicathi nayona yakwazi ukuthi silekelele sikwazi ukuphuma elokishini.
So first, what made you feel tired and I'm poor?
To be honest, I wouldn't say
yeah, I am poor. Election is conquer because in the election ngibeli bhasi bangibona abasuthi bathi ngabe enkulu bathi umphako, understand, because why I'm saying this thing, election is nenkinga sengithi inkinga, but sine situation whereby ingane zothisha nengane zonesi, almost half of them have failed ukukhulisa umnotho yakubo, because manje i-speciation siyibona ngawe, yabo yemasabhabs u-urban siyibona ngawe, into ekubizayo siyibona ngawe, amazinyo siyabona ngani, and they fall into the trap of shama party, vandalizwa. You understand what I'm saying? So like if you look at them, very few of them are able to take ukuthi uma wafunda uthisha noma wafunda udokotela noma iphoyisa, then I'm gonna take the thing from phoyisa ngibeke phezulu. Left them.
Hey, kunzima mfethu, kunzima. Yazi lento ifana nani wena Mlambo, ubokubona othisha ne, ubheka othisha ukuthi othisha bayakhona ukuthi uthola bahola imali efanayo, but impilo abayiphilayo efana. And the reason why ngithi impilo ayifani, uthola ukuthi omunye uhlala elokishini ne, udriver imoto ebizayo, you know, proper Mercedes, BMW, ugqoka into ongazi uyibona, but akuprogresseki, kunezinto ezingenzeki, but umbuka yena right. On the other hand, uthola omunye uthisha mhlambe akanayo imoto or mayinayo, it's a very entry level car, but muthi wathola lo thisha lo investile unama apartments arentisayo, has got this and that, because it boils down to ama priority, you know. And into engathi ishaya kakhulu, and ngiyaxolisa ukwenza lesibonelo, into engathi ishaya kakhulu as abantu abamnyama, not just othisha nje, as indle emnyama, is the minute kwanemali engenayo, I want to look like le mali le. And once I want to look like le mali, what ends up happening is I end up trading le mali for the look. What do I mean by that? Uma ngangena lo 5 million manje, angenazi la ukuthi nginawo 5 million if ngingadrive imoto ekuleyo level. Uma ngingagqoki izinto ezikuleyo level, nobody would know. And as a result, nobody would respect me, ukuthi azini kahle kahle i-level engikuyona mina nawo ayifani. So lento igcina ifakela abantu ingcindezi, pressure, ukuthi azini ukuze nibone kahle kahle ngikho i-level yenu, angithenge manje i-Range Rover ka 3 million.
Hey, ka 5 million.
Khona nizobona ukuthi kahle khona la ngiyakhona yabona. I then move mhlambe, because kulo 5 million sengikhipha u3 ngathenga imoto, angisakhona ngisho ukuthenga umuzi o decent komhlanga Bhalito. Now ngirent ama flats, excuse me, komhlanga. I'm now living a lifestyle reflect a lot, but what I don't realize, I'm trading lo 5 million, I'm exchanging lo 5 million for the lifestyle that looks like 5 million. So going back to umbuzo wakho, my brother, I think into shaya kakhulu is exactly that. So you find uthi ingane zothisha, ingane zonesa, mina nami ngingane yothisha, is abazali bethu bakhonile ukusebenza, and ekusebenzeni kwabo bakhona ukuthi at least basuse la besikhona, basibeke somewhere. Njengoba usho nawe, you know, siphatha iy'khwama ey'nkulu, sigibela amabhasi, sifunda ko-Durban bani. And what then happens, basifaka kwi-environment where we then get to socialize nabantu abakwenye level. Then isifakela lento yokuthi we are together. And ekubeni kwethu together, we then get exposed, because akufani, I mean, there's a friend of mine esasifunda naye kubo, I think at that time they had a truck, I think close to 15 or 20 trucks. And you can imagine, labantu bebehlala vele emhlanga back in those days. I'm talking 2001, 2002. So, but sesikoleni esiyi-1. And lo mngane wami washo kahle, wathi yazi mina Sandile mangiqeda la angiboni ngifunda. Yabo, because ngizobona ukuthi ngifita kuphi lapha kwinkampani yasekhaya yabona. So angikwazi ukuthi mina just because beseklasini eli-1 ngiyifaka kwi-level yalo muntu ukuthi nami ngizothi mangiphuma esikoleni ngithi I'm taking a gap year, you know, ngiyo relax, I just want to find myself. Ngisayifunda mhlawumbe ngizothi uyosebenza kwi-cruise ship kancane yabo, asifani. Lo muntu can afford, lo muntu akana pressure, he's fine. Kubo imali is not an issue. Angavuka kusasa athi hayi baba sengicabanga ukuba i-manager yale branch le, yabo mina ngizoyi-manager yani, manager sekitchen. So ama-levels wethu awafani. So those are the dangers engithe mangihleli ngiwabuka ngathi I think that is a problem, and kudinga ukuthi sibe honest and realistic with ourselves as abantu abasha ukuthi azini cha ekhaya kusemlazi, khohlwa i-timer, khohlwa i-oledi. Mabe ngashona manje lama degree yabo nemisebenzi abayisebenza eyabo, mabe ngashona today, who am I? Would I even be able to maintain lo muzlo? What will happen to ikusasa lethu? Once you become honest with yourself, that's where the journey begins. And I think yona journey engazithola ngikuyona mina as a 17-year-old, ngathi yazini sharp ngiyabona sasahlala emlasi sihlala la this and that, but akuzona ezami lezi zinto lezi. This is abazali. Who am I? Mina fanele ngiqale from zero and be able to build.
By the way, shout out to abazali bakho, shout out to abazali bakho. Usinika uSandile Shezi, the one and only. Sigayi ngamele wathi Shezi Africa mafethu. Fethu. Talk about your parents, fethu, like which one close kubona, or just a little bit of a parent, because phela bakhona abazali bafundisana ama-Forex Trader, manje phela bathi how do you give rise, how to raise a Forex Trader, how do you raise a well-mannered guy like Sandile Shezi ukuthi akhule.
But my parents were strict, very strict. very strict, and I think kungisize kakhulu lokho because mokhula uyumfana mfethu, there's a lot that you're exposed to. There's a lot of risk ozithola ukuyona kwesinye isikhathi ungaboni cha ngisengcupheni kahle kahle la ngihamba khona ngisengcupheni, there's a lot that can happen. So kubalekile kakhulu mfethu ngumzali myself now today ukuthi ukwazi ukuthi ingane uyikhulise ngendlela ukuthi even ungasekho ikwazi ukuqhubeka in that particular part. So I was very fortunate mfethu ukuthi bangikhulise ngaleyo ndlela. Time I was very strict, already as well, but nje umuntu ukhula mfethu like any other black child.
Ubani ade close nayo uthi at least phela because phela njengoba ufuna uphuma endleleni nje phela there must be or something kubona otshela mina ukuthi hey yazi actually lapha le school fees sethu ngathi sibe nenkinga.
My dad. No man, I think they were balanced because he all at that time were very close. Were very close. So leon denza ukuthi whether into when they're wrong at any time very all into zogciniselazi or vice versa. So bewindefanayo.
Yeah, ukhule nje ekhaya enothando, so parents were there. Nani bangake edladleni futhi.
So edladleni besiba yi-2. Obviously time already, then it's me Nosisi Omncane. Yeah. I know you didn't come from a big family.
Big family.
No, not at all.
It's not
even though from umndeni omkhulu
cousin baningi bona because obani.
So obviously thina lento yo cousin sifunde manje kubana sisifunde esilungwini.
Yeah.
But growing up there was no such thing as a cousin. Ukhulenya was also sibam labo ubhuti bam laba, it's the same thing. Lento yo cousin into asisilungile la. Just because azizala umama oyedwa.
Phela kuthina ugogo yena muzi wethu.
Yes.
So makhulu ugogo sonke sabandawonye.
Sabandawonye sonke.
Hlanganisa sonke yabo.
100%.
No. Bafethu, let's keep for this first segment yabo. Bafethu, siyabuka sola nama-file bafethu. Sophuza amanzi so the Shezi uza namanye ama-file. Okay, mfethu Funkyala. I understand uvula Vukani, okay, come up ne-Arise. Mina my fear, yabona sure, is because I understand politics yami ngayifunda esikoleni ka-matric. Ngayo ukuthi the average South African labantu enibalelwayo sikanandi, are they capacitated enough to follow you? Are they capacitated enough to know the difference? Ukuthi no leli approach lincane leli likhulu when it comes to politics, because you've come with Arise. I've seen all your interviews and kwamanye polls ngiyawina kuma debate and everything, but lo muntu lo enimlelwayo because abantu abaningi eSouth futhi abavoti abantu abasha enibalelayo, do you think you coming in this space, do you think they care enough ukuthi okay nangu Sandile Shezi because bona bathi sina Sandile Shezi lo tradeayo because mobazela ngoba umnandi ngama-party all these things go to buy yonke lento eheha abantu abasha ngama-quick fix. Mina I'm worried ukuthi la bantu enibalelayo kodwa bayanibona nokuthi nilelwabona noma semaningi ama-political party. This is one of those.
Not at all. Let me also just finish in that, but how did we end up here? So after having very detailed conversation with Amachita back in Dubai, who are originally from here in South Africa, and I'm talking about business leaders, young guys who are doing extremely well. Some are involved in mining, some are involved in petroleum.
Yeah.
We then took a decision, which as in, let us set up a political party. And must set up a political also was to focus on the KZN, which was Vukani MaAfrica. That was the political party in Sungula. And I came back around April, as he launched a party in South Africa, in KZN, South Africa, and then begin uksebenza. But stemas qala leo journey leo, we then also started engaging with obviously abasunguli be-Arise ukuthi hawu Shezi siyabona ufuna ukulauncha iqembu lakho iVukani MaAfrica. We're also in the process of building Arise South Africa, and fortunately, Siyazana back in business with the president Mpho Dagada, and we said, listen, uma hlala phansi sibheka izinto ezizama uyi-achieve, it's almost one and the same thing. You know, even abantu abasha esibatargetile, it's the same pool of people. So we then eventually said, listen, rather than us pushing these two different brands and visions and parties, why don't we come together? Kubi iqembu eliyi-one. And that is why, hence, when we were about to launch Vukani MaAfrica, we ended up postponing or pausing their launch, and we then made an announcement, Uguti, we've now merged the two parties. And we didn't even realize, thank you so much, we didn't even realize, Uguti, Arise South Africa is actually Vukani MaAfrica ngokwesiZulu, you know, so it was as though we had planned it. But long story short, we are now one brand, and I'm very much excited that we're actually launching Arise South Africa officially in KZN this coming Saturday. So we're calling about 10 XN. In fact, I've brought a T-shirt for you. Because normally go playing out.
I got a present. I got a present. It's a fine.
No. Let's go for it.
So we.
Oh, thank you. I've got to give you. If cars are up on that.
No.
If cars and that.
So right now, my brother, we've started the process of building our branches.
Yeah.
We are building branches everywhere.
Yeah.
Any young person in Shanghai, I want to ensure Guti, they understand the importance of why we need to get involved in politics. Now, Ankazila as well, Njoba Tushuguti, are people. So
my question is, njengoba
The people
are they even aware? Are they capacitated enough? Because already we have a crisis with abantu vote, especially the youth about vote. Because South Africa emlandweni wakhona kuvotwa kahle kahle.
100%. Now, on the point, if bigger the number of people abangavotang in the last elections, it is massive. If those young people, of which majority of them is young people, vote, register to vote and vote, we can be able to change South Africa. And for me, I felt it was very important because I don't have history in politics, number one. Number two, I've got no aspirations. You know, agazi why people are ngifuna be politician, ngifuna ngabe ngibanga umsindo. But it is us getting involved because yabona it has in a crisis. That's number one. Number two, you need to understand that abantu abasha, they need role models. Abantu abasha, they need leaders they can relate to. And this is what a lot of people don't understand. The reason why abantu abasha were able to follow me in the journey of Forex is because this was not some guy who landed from London or some guy who comes from this wealthy family from Stellenbosch. This was a young black boy, Okamu Umlazi. By understand the journey as Umlazi, by Mazu Sandile, some of them mkhule nabo. So uma sebengibona ngenza lento, it then begins to resonate with them. If uSandile ngayenza lento, should nami ngayenza. And that is how they were able to adapt. We were teaching young people a very technical skill. Trader is very complicated. Politics is something else, you know. It's not as technical and complicated as a lot. Number two, resources what to be able to trade. It's a lot. You know, you need internet, which costs money. You need a laptop, which costs money. Whereas here we are talking facts, their reality. We are not talking about some pipeline dreamers. We are talking about a reality that affects young people. The majority of people who are unemployed in South Africa, it's young people.
Yeah, I'm afraid.
And we have this issue of young people are expected to have experience in order to be able to get into certain positions. Yet on the other hand, you find somebody who mobilizes a community, all of a sudden, angena be cancel, say MMC, with transport. No has no experience in transport. Why must politicians be allowed to occupy my positions? On the other hand, when as a young person, we fundele and you sat in university for 4 years, and then now you must get experience. Where am I going to get experience from?
We have a problem of accountability in this country. 100%. People die in with cholera. Krugerstop. I'm
It
forgetting
was
this name.
Hammanskraal.
Hammerstrand.
In fact, we arrived in Hammanskraal before the president
Yeah.
of your country was there.
People die in Hammerstrand, and then the government come and say, "I'm sorry. Please apologize for me."
It's because black people they are very forgiving.
Ngiyalike kutheni, if mina Skananda ngizokuthatha wena ngikwenza uMinister of Finance, whereas ngazi ukuthi awoluso ngefinance. Uma ngabe usuwenza iphuthu, can say mina ngangivele ngathandi kuba uMinister of Finance. Umelusi wangibeka lapha ya. So uma ukuthi ngifuna ukubopha baphana umelusi because mina wangiselokishini umelusi wathi bangithanda abantu. Wangibaya phezulu. So when it comes to accountability now, kusho abantu eGoli, Fumas account. Ayekho account awo. Escom is falling apart, Fumas account. Sisemlazi now trustnet sifabe siqashile sifabe shisela nje ibhashi sisivala amehlo. Ulwandle asinamkhumba oshino economy is here. Leko khona get there's no one to account. How many states are doing like accountability is a problem because yini na impitch yami yangilanda. Hey mnganami, I know you struggle. Come. There's no merit in doing things. Again, if it's awuhlupheki mfethu. Abantu abasha today when it comes to politics, they are scared of talking about politics because they say they're gonna die. I don't know, maybe the ANC, they're scared of ANC more than they're scared of the apartheid government. But I'm surprised because whenever I talk to people, basho it's politics hlangana asifuna ukufa. So when that's Kananda osabu ukufa.
If I'm not mistaken, I think it was Oliver Tambo. I could be wrong, who said, if the ANC ishinja and becomes the enemy, you must do unto the ANC what you did to the apartheid government.
Yeah.
And young people need to be conscious of that. Ukuthi njengamanje, the ANC, which is iqembu esiphuma kulona, is doing exactly. But umehluko manje, abelungu bebenitshela emehlweni ukuthi abanifuni. The difference is the current leading party, ihleka nani, but behind your back, they are doing the complete opposite. I was at Bishla in Durban, and mangifika months later, aweka manslab. And I was speaking to Abu Mama Bataisalab because that's the first thing that came into my mind. Would listen, if engeka manzla, it means people are no longer visiting Durban. Uma abantu bengavakashi obana bathenga kulabo mama oma bethu labo gogo bethu laba badayisa lapha emgaqweni, surely they are struggling. I've got videos speaking to them. Besho ukuthi kunzima kangakanani. Two, akusebenzisha ama toilet lapha my brother. Cabanga umuntu ovuka eksena udayisa lapha, ngeke uhlala usuku lonke ungayanga etoilet. Akho toilet akho manzi lapha. The most painful thing that I saw, kunama hotel asephendula ama res. Yeah. Go to Front Beach. Nama hotel ade alapha town. Right at the beach. Aphendula ma res. That tells you it disaster sigyon. That is tourism. Wow. Tourism is contributing so much to our GDP. We need that thing to work because that thing is attracting people. Abantu are coming here to take pictures in that thing. People want to experience that. Even that bungee jump, I say, Muya lapha kulama restaurant around the Moses Mapira, it's a ghost town. Restaurants that used to be there are no longer there because bazokwenzani. Ebola is not. There are no soccer matches every day, lab. So people go there to take pictures and get on that sky car thing. People go there to bungee jump during the day, experience the stadium. Now, why must people visit Durban? Why must people visit KZN?
Yes.
And if people are not coming and contributing to our tourism and hospitality, imsebenzi izoqhamuka kuwo.
Yeah, there's no, that's I'm trying to picture something. Well, last time I said,
I mean, if unwell, the machine is cool, the machine, I say, now here, point like why must young people care? Why must young people want to get involved in politics? Now, I'm saying to you, I can be in business. I mean, I've got no aspirations of sitting in parliament. In parliament because we need to represent young people. I want to make money, but I can't make money in a dysfunctional country. I cannot make money in a country whose economy is collapsing. Look at it. Sihlulwa Tanzania. The Tanzania economy is growing so rapidly. Rwanda is doing incredibly well. We can't. We're not growing. So we need young people like you, Umlambo. You know why? Because Umlambo asimazeli kwikosas. Umlambo asimazeli kosasko. Umlambo is an ordinary guy. Yes, he might have been involved as a political activist just in Paratin. But you know what? They trust you. Abantu kulina, abantu area, people who've been part of your life journey back them. And all of a sudden, masingabona Umlambo, who's an ordinary South African, as a parliament, young people begin to have an interest. If Umlambo was in a parliament, we can talk to Umlambo because that's the other issue. In leadership, nama comrades are now. Once they get into positions, they want people to worship them. They want people to worship them. We need leadership as well understand ukuthi I'm there for the people. I'm there to represent abantu. Exactly like a prefect lasesikoleni. Ukuthi ngi-appointwe ukuthi ngizoleader laba ngizohola labantu. So we need young people who are going to get into parliament. We need young people who are going to get into even omaspala, so that we can engage with them. Young people abangagcwele ipolitiki emakhanda abo. Young people esingakhuluma nabo say, listen Mlambo, lento eniyenza la eThekwini izosimoshela my brother. Angikwazi ukuthi nenze 1 or 2 or 3. Lento izo-affecta unemployment, izo-affecta our economy, izo-affecta nathi.
Yeah, but hey, sesovala but in closing, when talking about sabotage, office means in terms of abantu. If it's happening in power, you're gonna see a lot of big people going to jail because sabotage is very iconic. But we know ministers who are known which these ministers are sabotaging the country, but just because ababopegi, but in charge, but politiki, but they've got influence and banama connection up share. You know what I mean? So like for example, like ESCOM, we all know that ESCOM is a sabotage. It's not a metal pussy. We are lacking skill and everything. So which means you guys are gonna if you get in power, are you willing to put your life in the thing?
Let me answer that question to you, my brother. You know, abantu abaningi. In fact, I had ubaba mdala wami asking me when I told him ukuthi ngifuna ukungena kwipolitiki. He said, "No, Shezi ngiyakuzwa. But do you understand what you're about to get into?" I mean, I fully understand. And one of the things he said, he mentioned a number of things that I'm putting myself at risk, yazo, but the final one was death. What do you mean? Do you understand? Beyond zonke lezi zinto esesikhulume ngazo, enye into engenzeka kuwena ukufa. What, are you ready for that? I said, I am. I am, because, you know, even Steve Biko, if I'm not mistaken, his words were, "It is better to live." I mean, it's better to die for an idea that will live than to live for an idea that will die. Young people are in a position njengamanje where they are being killed by poverty. They are being killed by unemployment. They are being killed by, you know, mental health has become a big thing in South Africa.
Suicide.
Suicide is a major thing because angikwazi ukuhlala ngiyindoda ngigugele ekhaya and you think mentally ngizoba right. There's many other things engigcina ngiba involved kuzona because of the reality esibhekene nayo. Number 2, this country, there are 75 people who are murdered every day. I'm talking about ordinary people. Hayi umuntu oxabene nobani or umuntu ogebenga ubani. Abantu abaziphilelayo. They are murdered, over 70-something people murdered every day. Then you're telling me when usaba ukhuluma iqiniso because you might die? Kunabantu about 70 plus abafe egoli babulawa ama-politician labantu because politicians are hijacking those buildings in Joburg. They are collecting rentals. They are using ama-NGO to take over. Our president has spoken about this. Those 70 people, abazi bagxeke i-ANC, abazi bakhulume ngepolitiki, but bafeel it today because of politics.
So we are walking dead.
So we are already walking zombies. Ungafa noma inini. Crime is a major issue here in South Africa, and the question is, do you want to fold your arms and be a coward as in daughter? Your kids have no future. You as a young person probably have no future, but you want to be quiet because you fear a handful of people.
Yeah, like like my uncle, but he was a teacher during the 2016 era, and the wife he calls the ANC, like at that point, yeah. So I'm like, damn, if Uncle Wami took a risk, I'm going in, But Canada, human rights said we have a crisis. Ngamanzi, it's a whitewash, and again, it's not ukuthi amanzi awekho.
We don't have a crisis.
It's infrastructure. Agriculture, kade kushiwo ukuthi emalokishini abantu sebeyakusafana like best believe ukuthi emakhaya kuyasusa kuyadliwa. So there was a research that came and say nasemakhaya we now need urban farming. Understand? And then now crime, as I said, crime is like
It's a big problem.
It's manje for justice nje ama-just yabo they show. Yeah, and they say crime does not pay. But mina ngwasemlazi, I can tell you crime does pay. All of our blind, all of our tshontshayo elokishini. You know, muntshontsha elokishini uyavuka umuntu ohlonipheke nani. Wena utshona ngayiphi indlela. But we've seen ukuthi South Africa wena utshontsha usufundile umtsheko coffers whatever, but we've seen ukuthi yizwe leli incubator amasela.
It's because vele sihola amasela ngithi.
That's all they show. So now, you guys are coming in as like Arise. You are coming into the space. You know what I mean? And I wish you could. I wish you in touch of it because Nina, you are not like Omaleme or Omosmaimane. You don't come from traditional, you know, politics where these other kids or these other people speak like Bona, but come guys and you're coming in and you're going to this journey. Fethu sesivala fethu want to give an opportunity yazi sinyalontsha this Friday Saturday Jewish Center lapha
Jewish Club, Jewish Hall. It's opposite EP7 Hotel. I think it's part of the North Beach, just before Figelangen.
Yeah. So you are now going into field. You are now launching this thing. So we're gonna be seeing you like everywhere. I just want to wish you like from umuntu omusha to umuntu omusha because I understand uqala into entsha nami ngiqhamuka broadcast yabo sure I understand uqala into from scratch of which a lot of people don't understand. It's okay, listen, we're starting this thing from scratch and we're not building this thing because asikade sifisa ukuthi mukhulu ukuthi no konke ngekho right yabo, but as you say awukwazi uyibona uyi-politician. But it has come to be with all my influence, with all my let me ngithathe ikhona phela kazi uphela into behamba nesihawu nomkhonto wayo khona mehlana nenyoka endlela ifika njani ifika ishaya ingashawe inyoni noma nokukhomba bese ikwazi ukuthi bese njani elisuse endleleni. So we've seen you taking that role, you know what I mean, and I hope people don't make this thing about you because I know ukuthi mhlawumbe you might be a star, we might be the most popular one, and I really hope that we were able to convince these same guys who've convinced, because we also have other guys here and they say this thing. I wish you guys can convince them so favor for the country, the country rich, golide, mining. You can't have Germans and all people coming from all over. The Chinese are here, everyone say it's mining, but Tina, Banigas Bezwe.
We've got nothing. Look, my brother, right now we want to encourage young people to get involved. Number one, abantu abasha need to register to vote.
Yes.
It's very important. We need to register to vote.
Yes.
Ungasho ukuthi mina angince grant nami angince grant the government. Angince employment the government, but we have to register to vote. Politics affects us in many ways. Our leaders way to directly or indirectly. The role abayidlalayo will affect us. Whether uhlala emhlanga uhlala emlazi uhlala kuphi, we pay rates. You know, I was having a conversation with a complaint indaba yagesi, you know, which is another topic. Masipala udlala ngabantu, and we're still gonna go deep into that issue and try and ensure we're able to assist people. But the point from young people must register to vote. 2024 is our 1994. We understand what 1994 in this country. 2024 is just as important for this generation. Tina salweli freedom, political freedom, we've achieved that. Even though some of our leaders are captured, that's a different conversation. But in the economic freedom, we cannot continue with young people who are unemployed. The unemployment rate level because it then creates other challenges. That's not what so in order for us to resolve this, young people must register to vote. That's number one. They must go to the IEC website, register to vote. Number two, we want young people to get involved in Arise. You can go to our website, it's www.arisesa.org. Take up a membership and get involved because we are building branches all over KZN. We're also building branches in the rest of the country, but I'm personally leading Kula Wale Party in KZN. So it's important that young people get involved, be active wherever they are. And there's many programs just now within Arise. We also have a political school because Omunimuntu might say
that's what I was going.
Omunimuntu might say, but we've got a political school within Arise where we educate each other and ensure we are consistently growing. So we want young people to be part of this, and I believe it's time we show our leaders we've got the power. It is young people who were able to make an impact in 1976, and I believe we can do it in 2020.
Due to load shedding, because we live in the country. So load shedding on the podcast. So say that it's another friend to back Sunday Umlazi.
Thank you.
See what in Sandile Shezi tournament, or you motivating your legacy, people wanna celebrate you. Like as I've said, you can even have a calendar. It's not because a calendar. That's what I everything, you know what I mean? We give back and everything. I'm not now backbone and it's with you. Banning about our season,
100%, my brother.
Like what do you say, legacy, Umlazi, and stuff? Sanda, the late Princeman also to Terezi has passed and has left us the logish lil. Understand? Of which scene we must now take care of looking as a shadow shading, like the name as Saza was Kulumala. Hopefully, someone.
No, my brother. In fact, that's one of the reasons why I need to be one young people to register to vote, register and be part of the Arise South Africa. Also follow us through social media. It's ariseSouthAfrica.org, Instagram. They can follow myself. Please be careful. Mulandela mina Instagram maninga mafake account. So please make sure you're following the right one.
Just look for Umlazi podcast. When you see the podcast there, you must know. You must verify with me.
Right. So in the Balagil is that we are not just a political party. Some programs are many within the party that young people can get involved in. Tournament, those are things that's Fisukzenza. But beyond that, programs that we are coming up with, the interest is to teach young people skills. Skills that they can use immediately. You know, skills something like plumbing. I'm telling you, if I had the skill of plumbing, because this is a skill and I can solve that problem right now. I don't even need to be employed. So one of my skills that we need to teach each other, whether it's or not, it's good to have. Because even if we to make money, you can apply it. And all of that. And I just want to close by saying we cannot trust abantu who have created the problem to solve it. Njengamanje emhlanga weka amanzi, and I can tell you we don't have an issue. Sorry?
No, emhlanga amanzi.
No, emhlanga.
Sekizwe manje amanzi angekho no emhlazi. Iba ngama-vents wakhe.
That thing has nothing to do with amanzi, by the way. It is comrades realizing njengamanje badinga wenza imali. And yenziwa kanjani imali? They have abangani babo who own a water tank, and the easiest thing is vala amanzi, khishwa water tank, government afaka imali lapha kudliwe. And they know abantu balapha emhlanga angeba toyitoy. Angeke balokubeshisa imigaqo. So valela abantu, and most of them banemizi kweminye indawo. Endaweni eziningi. So manje kamanzi umuntu uyashiya umuzi wakhe la emhlanga ahambe eGoli, and life goes on. On the other hand, kudliwa imali ngala. So we want to say to young people, it is 30 years later, manje. We cannot trust abantu who created the mess we are in to solve this mess. It is you and I. It is you and I, who can solve this. We want young people who have expertise, who've got experience in different fields, to come and get involved in Arise South Africa so we can begin to build this country to become the greatest in Africa.
Baba, Skanand. ngijulise shading mfethu. Yalazi I hope all you've said is still recorded. I hope mshinithi isasithatha sisarekhoda mfethu but
Siyabonga kakhulu mfethu.
ngicela ukubonga ithuba mfethu available mfethu ukukhombisa umlazi nani because siyabadinga amara njengosibuku apha azophakamisela lokishi lawo and stuff so ukuthi uphakame la mfethu usemparishele kakhulu mfethu nathi so-arise nje mfethu yabo so as send over the skipper lesi mfethu
Ngicela usifake abantu bakubone usuyimember ngempela.
le skipper se-arise mfethu as is-arise no ngizosifaka mfethu because i-arise phela yasemlazi mfethu yabo ngibambemile nabanye because usuthatha isigqathu kade ngibambeme abafuni ukuza so ngifuna ukusifaka le skipper khona bezoza nabo ukuthi no izani bafethu sikhuluma ngomlazi silungise umlazi beza abantu face to face sikhulume nabantu singakhulumeli emahunji we here fethu i-hashtag it's excited about umlazi fethu we excited about Sandile Shezi fethu wherever you are you must know ukuthi fethu we proud of you and may uNkulunkulu bless mfethu and keep on shining and kwenzeke mfethu lo kwenzile mfethu siyibone mfethu idayela mfethu yabo le shop bethi ngizobuza into ngimbuzo mase shading angana bokusazokwenzeka ngoba khona ngifuna ukubona la mfethu ngifuna ukukhuluma nawe